Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our WrestleMania 36 preview and predictions show. This is not episode 14 of the show, but instead we wanted to get our thoughts out for the biggest show of the year in wrestling, which, I'll be blunt right now, it's not really feeling like that right now. Hope everyone watching is doing well with all the scare ongoing right now with this coronavirus. I am the ABA. Joining me as always is Richard.
What's up, people?
Ricardo.
Hear nothing, bro.
Okay, and the first lady of the show, the lovely Tara.
Can y'all hear me?
Hello, beautiful people.
Yeah, we can kind of hear you, Ricardo. And also, just to let you guys know, King Kenny is not here with us right now. We're not sure exactly where he is, but hopefully he'll be joining us shortly. But we move on without him. First, some business. You can like our official page over on Facebook to keep up with the latest updates on this podcast, as well as leaving us a review on there of what you think of the show. And lastly, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on content that you can only hear on this platform, such as this video. The plan for now with the show will be to get this out to you guys to listen to before night one of WrestleMania later tonight. Yes, 2 nights of WrestleMania this year, which should be interesting how they go about it. And honestly, it would not surprise me at all if they decide to make this the norm going forward for future Mania events. Anyways, besides this show, we'll also be posting separate reviews of both nights of WrestleMania that'll also be exclusive right here on the YouTube channel. So please make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. We're gonna go ahead with the predictions now. This show was initially set to take place at Raymond James Stadium at Tampa, Florida. Now, due to the government and organizations such as the CDC and the WHO instructing all events and gatherings to be canceled or postponed to a later date, WWE felt they had no choice but to keep WrestleMania ongoing this weekend. It's just going to be airing at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, in front of no fans in attendance. They had a choice to hold it off for a bit, but they ultimately made their decision to keep the show going. And
well, they're making history.
Yeah, that they are. And not only that, but they went ahead and announced that it'll be 2 nights of WrestleMania this year, as I mentioned before. And they probably feasibly, from where I'm looking at it, they had 2 reasons for doing this. One, it will be a nice gimmick for them to get a little bit of buzz out of that, seeing as how stripped back the show has become. And 2, even they've realized that no one has the patience to watch 7+ hours of an inconsistent show in quality with no audience, and in turn, almost no atmosphere. So they had no way to really fall back on that, so they decided to make it 2 nights. To make it, I guess, a little bit more bearable.
Bearable? I don't know.
We're gonna
have to see, because the fans kind of make the show, so it's like kind of like if there's no fans, I don't know how bearable really is going to be.
Plus, not only that, like, since Mania is going to be for 2 nights, if it is successful, they might do this again next year.
Right.
Which also alters the entire WrestleMania schedule as a whole, since Thursday is Hall of Fame, Friday is SmackDown, Saturday is TakeOver, Mania is on Sunday, and then you end it with Raw on Monday. But
right, they're going to have to change up the schedule there drastically if they go ahead with 2 nights.
As a whole, they have to change it as a whole.
Yeah.
Would they even fit in NXT? That, like, unless they're bumping NXT completely.
They better not.
Or just...
Or they just might have it take place on Wednesday night.
The week before.
Right, but I can also see them...
takes away from it being special. And NXT, that deserves, like, a really good spot.
That's true.
Like, they busted their asses off, and let's be real. Like, now to kind of take it away is like... I knew Vince was going to tamper with NXT somehow. I just knew it.
Yeah, he's not a fan of the so-called developmental guys outstaging the main roster counterparts. The real big stars. Yeah, but moving on, and furthermore, they already taped this entire event, as well as the post-Mania Raw episode, just last week. So they pretty much wrapped up everything as far as what we'll be seeing this weekend. And I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if you guys heard it yourselves, but I'll mention it here since I heard a lot of people discuss this. But I heard WWE may have even recorded multiple endings and outcomes to certain matches at the tapings for Mania as a way for the spoilers not to be leaked.
That's
Honestly, at this point, I don't care about spoilers.
Right.
I just want to know what's going on what night, because I want to know what I'm skipping. I want to know like when I'm skipping it and time it right, because I'm going to be very honest. A lot of these matches don't make sense without anyone there. I mean, some of them, because like this, I really feel like it might break WWE, because only it's going to really show that some of these wrestlers aren't as talented
Right.
in ring as they
Yeah.
are on the mic. So it might just embarrass them, or it's just not going to be as interesting,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But you also got to remember, this is the first time that they're doing a 2-night event. If they feel that
They feel. I honestly feel like
If it's not going to be strong on tonight, stays the dub for like everyone watching.
true.
that's
Because
also true.
True. I feel like this year more than most that they're able to experiment with it without getting like too much backlash from it. Well, with all the circumstances, like there's no fans in attendance and it's taped.
But they're already getting enough backlash as it is. The
Yeah.
reason being is because Vince is doing the event anyway when all the other wrestling promotions cancel their wrestling events due to what's going on. But Vince want to be the only person wants to continue to do WrestleMania despite what's going on, and the majority of the stars and his staff didn't even want it to happen. They
Right.
want it to either be canceled, they want it to be postponed. Pretty much Vince is saying like, fuck all of y'all, we're still doing this no matter what.
Yeah.
And to me, that's very selfish of him, and that's very greedy.
Yeah. Not to mention it's incredibly risky for the performers themselves because they're going to be in the ring with other people who have been to other places and interacted with a lot of other people. So it's really unpredictable right now.
like it's just too much going on, and it's not even like it's literally they're in each other's vicinities more than just regular when you're outside interacting with people. Like they're constantly with each other. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm like kind of surprised that he's been getting away with it for so long, because they're not essential employees.
Yeah.
They can sit this one out. It doesn't make sense. Like you even have your top guy, Roman, who's not even doing Mania because of
Which
his
was
health
smart.
condition.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Because you're compromising so many people's health, like so many. It's not like a flu. It's literally like once you get the pneumonia part, it's like you're over. It's done.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense on why he's literally. You already, not for nothing, your talent's very limited anyway.
Mhm.
Don't fucking compromise their health now,
Right.
because then it's because
One
you're
event.
yeah, I mean, it's already like they're in shitty contracts, and now it's like you're like kind of driving it home that you really don't care, because you don't even care about their health. And
Yeah.
I think now is one of like the most crucial moments where you see if a company really cares about their workers or not, and it's showing.
Yeah. Ricardo's
Ricardo, why are you so
taking some
quiet?
time connecting to the audio. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up, like one final big development before we get into the predictions here about WrestleMania, and that's Roman Reigns, which I'm sure everyone has already heard ad nauseum by this point, was not at the WrestleMania tapings last week and wasn't able to partake in the Universal title match against Goldberg. And he has since revealed that he did not feel comfortable being at the PC for fear of catching this coronavirus, especially after his leukemia came back just 2 years ago, and his body has since been immunocompromised. So he felt it was something he had to do to let himself take himself off the show. It wasn't even WWE's on WWE's own accord. It was Roman's decision to do so. And listen, my take, I'm glad he did it. I'm
And what
absolutely glad that he did it.
was a great
Well,
in the decision that he made, it was a very smart decision due to what happened to him last year. Last year, his leukemia came back, and then he was in remission. He was in remission, and despite everything that's been going on, He did not want to take the risk of performing at WrestleMania due to what's going on with the coronavirus, especially with leukemia, having your immune system being
Well,
extremely weak. So the fact that he took himself out of Mania was a very, very smart decision. And there's people out there saying how, what you did was wrong. You should have still
no,
performed at
because those people are
WrestleMania.
stupid.
Yeah.
To all those people that said that are complete idiots. So
No
you mean
question.
to
Like,
tell
Roman
me
even
that
called
you
out these
would
people.
rather risk
Well,
your health?
actually, no, these people are stupid because what they don't understand is the virus is more threatening to people
Weak
with
immune
low
system.
immune systems.
Exactly.
Yeah, so especially if you have some pre-existing health conditions, if you've had someone that's been through like chemo and all this other stuff, those are the people that actually are more susceptible. They're more susceptible to catching this virus and actually dying from it, which is why you're supposed to be quarantined.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't know who's like, because people can have it and still like not know about it because they have no symptoms. Like they could just be a carrier. So I would do the
Exactly.
same thing. You want me to die? Like wrestling
It's not
Goldberg
worth it.
is
Not
not that
worth it.
serious. Especially Goldberg. Why is that the match? Like, no, I'm not gonna die over a match with Goldberg. If you give me someone more interesting, then I'll consider, but even then I'm not gonna die over Goldberg.
Exactly. And not for nothing, you're
He's not no
compromising his
fucking
health as well,
Rock.
because the dude's well into his 50s. We don't know how his immune system is.
Yeah, there are people that are like in their 40s dying.
Exactly.
Like this last week, I had a high school teacher who was literally 42 that died, and he was healthy.
Yeah, it's a
So
shame.
I
Sorry to
mean,
hear
you know
that.
what I mean? Like, yeah, like you know what I mean? Like it's like kind of like for people to really just be like, oh, like even Undertaker shouldn't be performing.
Oh yeah. Undertaker, for crying out loud. Oh man. Yeah, so if you guys
Yeah,
noticed,
like
Ricardo
and then
actually
it's like
stepped out.
men
He has
like
some audio
wrestling
issues,
for
so he'll come
hours
back in a
on
sec, hopefully.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't make sense, and I think you have these people like wrestling like for hours and hours and hours on end.
Yeah.
They're eventually going to be tired, like,
hmm
and then even then it's like they're going to be feeling it 10 times more. Like you're just opening them up at this point to just
Yeah.
get infected, and I think
Yeah, exactly.
it's very selfish. Like WWE has the money, like they could pay these people and still be okay for a few months.
Exactly.
So
And just to add to that point, as of now, we still don't know a whole lot about this virus. No one has a concrete answer to practically anything about it right now. So people are going to act however they feel is safe for their own good.
yeah, I have
Right?
people literally in the healthcare field, like working in hospitals. They're telling me how it's like a shit show every day. Like you have nurses calling out. You have all these people like that have corona, especially in New York. Like it's so over here because everyone literally has corona now.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, like everyone's just kind of waiting, like trying to hold up as much as they can. Like they have like extra like trailers coming in to be a morgue for all the people dying from this. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like, it seems so like crazy that they're still doing this. But I mean,
It's
I
all about
guess
the
they're
Benjamins,
going to pay
guys.
for it in the long run. I already see that, like a forecasted ad for like a pay-per-view saying we were here in your most dire time of need. Like I already foresee it happening,
It's a
and I
cash,
don't know,
guys.
I
It's a
just think
natural
it's so stupid of
cash
them.
cow for them. It really is. All the merchandising options. They've already come
Damn,
up with
we
a
need
handful.
Kenny for this. We need Kenny
Yeah.
for
Hopefully,
this
like I said,
to
guys.
give us a
Hopefully he'll join us. Hopefully
give us
he'll.
a financial rundown. How
Yeah.
great is WWE doing right now?
Yeah. Hopefully
Because
he'll be able to do that soon.
if it's still doing bad, then it's all literally for nothing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and Ricardo, and thanks for letting me know, Richard, through text that Ricardo will not be joining us for the podcast, having some audio issues, consistent ones with his laptop. So I don't know. Maybe he'll come around to it, but I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, but just to end it here, as for how they address this on television, and how they ended up replacing Reigns for Mania. We'll get to that when we get to the predictions, which is right now. 16 matches for WrestleMania this year. And a handful of these matches just don't scream WrestleMania at all. At all. Exhibit A, Elias versus King Corbin. I don't know a single person who will be watching this show with this match as something they want to see. Exactly. Thank you, Richard. Who fucking cares?
Especially without an audience. Do you know how much worse this is going to be without an audience? Like,
Yeah.
that's what hypes it up. Elias and Corbin is like an audience match because why? Elias has his freaking guitar where he even sings in the intro, and then you have freaking Corbin who's also hated.
Exactly.
So it would make sense with an audience, but
Exactly. That opening act
no
that Elias
audience.
does with his
What are we
strumming his
looking at?
guitar, he plays to the crowd. He needs a crowd like that to play off of.
He's gonna be playing to Booker T. Like, I don't understand how this is gonna work. Like, I really feel like it's just gonna be the announcers like, no, you're wrong. Like, it doesn't make sense.
This is one of the matches I truly don't care about. There's no build for us to care about. There's no point of these two wrestling in the first place. Like, what's the point of having this? See, if because of what's going on, don't be surprised if, despite this was not going on, this will be part of the Battle Royal. I'm just saying. Like, the majority of the single matches here in the card is just a placement holder for the Battle Royal not happening.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And I guess this is a way to get these two on the card since there are no Battle Royals like you mentioned, Richard, for this year's event, which makes sense given the restrictions. And as for the result, I have Corbin to win because look at what Corbin was doing lately. He was feuding with Roman Reigns for God knows how long. He won King of the Ring, and he had a damn good showing there as well in that tournament with a whole variety of opponents. And he before that he feuded with Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship for a good few months after Mania last year. So it's like this is a huge downswing, whether or not you guys like Corbin. So you think he deserves a whole lot better than this for WrestleMania, no less.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
who do you guys have to win?
I'm gonna say Corbin.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because they never give Elias a push. I'm gonna be very honest. Even though Elias kind of deserves it in a way, they never really give him a push, and they kind of always just.
They haven't give him a legit push since the beginning. He went to the main roster. He's been in the main roster for almost 4 years, right? Almost 4 years, and not once he has had a legit push.
Right.
Not once. Not even towards a championship. Not even towards a main event match. Not even towards the top star.
I mean, it's kind of like Heavy Machinery. Like Heavy Machinery, they're very talented, and they're still used for comical bits as opposed to actual opponents. Like, can you imagine Heavy Machinery against, oh my gosh, the Viking Raiders? But honestly, if you were to actually put those two teams against each other, that would be a dope ass match, and not a comical piece, but like an actual match. It's just bad bookings. Honestly, Elias could be pretty good if he was booked right, but they just don't do it. And Corbin, it's just they over push him. And I feel like he wouldn't be as bad as if they didn't push him the way that they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on, we have another pointless match that makes no sense on the WrestleMania card. Aleister Black against Bobby Lashley.
Again,
I had such big hopes. I love Aleister Black. I love him.
Listen,
but
Aleister Black, like another talent right now being wasted. See, this goes for Elias too. Another great talent being wasted because like I said previously, no build, no relevancy as to why these two are facing each other and stuff like that. Like another match I don't care for. If I had to pick who's going to win, I'm picking Alistair.
Right.
Well, other than that, that's it. Like,
You don't think they're gonna make Bobby Lashley get a win over him?
for
No.
what reason? For what reason?
I really love Aleister Black. Don't get me wrong. Like, but I feel like I'm hoping like right now they haven't really been giving him a lot, and I feel like it's Bobby Lashley. So I'm like, I don't know, because think about it. They made like freaking Finn job out to Bobby Lashley.
Hmm.
They've made wrestlers before job
Listen,
out.
like
They
I said
even
with
made
WWE,
Rusev
like I s-
job
Tara,
out.
Tara, like I said with this
Lashley.
company, you can't. Nothing surprises me anymore with what they have going, what they have down their
Yeah.
sleeve. So they could
Yeah,
easily
that's
just
why I'm like,
have Lashley win this match for
yeah,
some
that's why I'm
reason. It
like,
wouldn't would it accomplish anything? No.
that's why I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if Lashley was to win. I'd be surprised if Aleister won, only honestly because I'm like, they haven't been throwing him any bones. Like they should have
Yeah.
gave him Undertaker. I mean, if they were gonna
I mean, they
have
did
him
have him
freaking
beat.
die.
They did have him beat AJ at Elimination Chamber last month.
Yeah, but he did beat AJ Styles in Elimination Chamber, but that was completely overshadowed. But the minute that Taker came into the picture,
Right.
so
Yeah.
So what does that say? It's like, yeah, you had a great match between him and Styles at Elimination Chamber, but the minute that Taker came into the picture, it's like, what the fuck is Aleister Black? Oh shit, he's still here. Okay, cool. He beats him. Okay, on to the next one. And
I'm
after that,
so sick
what
and
is done?
tired of people like saying, like, honestly, Aleister Black could be the freaking new Undertaker, and
Yeah.
it's like they're not even giving him a shot. Like he's so freaking great. Like he's so talented. It's like you won't even get to see it because he's just getting washed out with all these other things.
Yeah. We might as well just
And
move on. I don't want to give this match too much more time
yeah,
than it needs to be discussed. So I just have Alistair to win, and we could just move on. Richard, who do you got?
Alistair.
All right.
I
Alistair.
want Aleister, but I think it might be Lashley.
Wouldn't surprise me, like you said. The
Yeah,
Street
but-
Profits, yeah. The Street Profits will be defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Theory's replacing Andrade
Okay,
in this match.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was very surprised at the fact that they picked Austin Theory of all people.
Hmm.
The reason why is because like Austin Theory has been used very sporadically in NXT, and then out of nowhere he comes to Raw, is the replacement for Andrade because he has a rib injury, and to think that Angel Garza and Austin Theory could possibly win this match and become the new tag team champions. The person that picked him to be in this match was Paul Heyman himself, is because Paul Heyman sees a bright future in Austin Theory. So that I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I know this was last minute because of what's going on, but I need to see more of Austin Theory. This goes for WWE as well. They need to see more of him to make him look like a credible threat. He has all the talent that he has. He does. He's 22 years old. He's from Atlanta. He has a great build to himself. But the thing is, the majority of the main roster's audience does not know who he is. He was just put in there
as a replacement.
Yeah.
as a replacement for Andrade, and then that's it. Angel Garza, we know who he is,
Yeah.
but we don't know who Austin Theory is. That's the thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly. And
Would you guys deem this relevant or irrelevant?
This
that?
match is irrelevant.
Okay. Because honestly, I don't care too much about the Street Profits only because, like I said, they've been using it as a comical bit.
yeah,
They've
they're
been using
not.
them as a comical bit for like.
They're not to be
And
taken
that's
seriously right now.
honestly-
That's not their role.
And honestly, that's truly sad because, like, for the Street Profits, compared to where they were last year around this time, they were booked so well. They were so over as a team
Yeah.
down at NXT. And then the minute that they came to the main roster, it's like, what are you guys doing with them? Like,
hmm
stop using them as a comical act and use them as a legit tag team. Like they were in NXT. Like when they were in NXT, they faced Undisputed. They faced the Forgotten Sons. They faced
I
like
mean, but it's like, in all honesty, like, what did you expect? Because, like, if you look at everyone that came up from NXT, it's
The track record
nothing,
is not there to justify
Yeah,
how they were booked in NXT.
that's what I'm saying. Like, even with Heavy Machinery, like, a year in freaking, like, when they first came to, um, NXT, before they came, like, literally a few months before that, they were in Wrestle Kingdom as, like, the champions. They left, obviously, and then came to NXT. They were freaking huge. They were big there. And then they come to the main roster. And you notice everyone that came up to the main roster with them, EC3,
don't get me started on
freaking
EC3.
Not even on
Lars,
these.
well,
Let's not get started on
Lars Sullivan
EC3.
should have been there.
Do not
Yeah,
get started on EC3.
the only person who has somewhat of a name is literally, what's her face? I don't even remember her name right now. Lacey Evans.
Don't get me
That was
started
the only
on
person
that
that, like,
heathen.
had
But
some.
continue.
But my point is, there isn't a great track record. Like, all of these people are erased. I'm not surprised the Street Profits
Here,
are forgotten.
from a quote that my son JD have said, Triple H creates, Vince kills. That's it.
Pretty much, yeah. Unless he
Triple H
knows he can
puts
make
all
millions of
this
dollars with
work-
them.
Triple H puts so much work into making these stars, and in the minute they get called up, they get buried.
Right.
Which
The
is
thing
why
is,
it's
But the thing is,
wrestling.
Triple H
Mhm.
doesn't even make them. They have, like, these huge names before in the independent circuits, and then they come to NXT, and then
Right.
Triple H it's like Triple H kind of teases them with a bright future in WWE, and then they actually get to main roster, and they're, like, freaking killed.
Yeah, it's kind of like empty promises, you know?
Like, Ricochet,
With like,
for
oh yeah, we'll book
example,
you
was,
well. You'll be in good hands come the time you come time when you come up to the main roster.
yeah,
And then
like,
that
look
doesn't
at
happen.
Ricochet. Look at
Yeah, we're
Ricochet.
not
Like,
even going to get into
Ricochet.
Ricochet because he's not even worth
Please.
mentioning right now. He's
Please
not even on
don't.
WrestleMania, so we're not going to even discuss that.
Please don't.
Yeah, but back to the match. I think it's a big opportunity for Austin Theory here. I expect him to take the ball and run with it by putting on a good showing in this bout as best he could. It doesn't mean they're going to win though, as I have Street Profits to retain.
I'll be shocked if they won, honestly.
Yeah,
I'll be
because
shocked
it's a makeshift.
if
It's a
they won.
makeshift tag team. It's like who cares? They'll probably, who knows if they'll have good chemistry. Like, I guess we'll find out later tonight or tomorrow night, whatever night they decide to put the match in.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's. I don't know. I don't really even care for it, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to skim over most of these matches and just get to the main ones.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
in
pretty
due time,
much.
but we have to go over everything here. The
I
Kabuki
know.
Warriors will be facing Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag
Boring.
team championships. And here's another one of those matches you were getting at, Tara.
Boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Kabuki Warriors. I think Kairi Sane and Asuka are great great wrestlers. They're, like,
Yeah.
individually talented. They make great individual competitors, but together, I'm like, I mean, honestly, I felt like that was a little racial that they actually put them together the way that they did.
Here's one Japanese female. Here's another one in the locker room. I could
And then call
see that
them the
happening, and then they put
Kabuki
them together.
Warrior.
The
And then
Kabuki Warriors of all names.
Yeah, like, I
No.
mean, I felt like Asuka and Ember Moon would have made a better team, but I mean, it's working for them to
Yeah.
some extent. But I mean, it's still kind of like,
To-
I don't know. It's like, what was that? What was those girls' names that? Oh my
Who?
gosh.
What are
Who?
you gonna get?
No, I feel like they're, like, supposed to be like they're supposed to be like the heel factor, but it's just kind of just not working towards them because they lost so many times.
Yeah.
It's just kind of just like, okay, you don't really take them that seriously anymore. Like, before, when they had, like, this winning streak, it was like, okay, this is kind of cool, where Paige was, like, their manager, and, like, they would come out and have, like, this winning streak going for them. But then once they started losing and jobbing out, it was kind of just like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss isn't really that talented in ring. She's a good mouthpiece, but her and Nikki Cross does not work at all. It's like it's like Nikki Cross is just a step in for Nia Jax.
Yeah, but at the
And
same time, you could argue that it does work, at least in the eyes of WWE, because they've
It
been booked together for almost a full year now, up to this point.
they
They feel like
they have,
it's a winning combination.
but I feel like I'm so tired of seeing that combination because it just
Same.
really doesn't make sense. I'm like, I don't
Same.
really care. I don't care that Alexa Bliss is a fake friend to Nikki Cross.
Yeah, but at the same time, what you can't like stop what's already working. Yes, it's an odd pairing, but for some odd reason, it's working for both of them. But especially for Nikki, because like
She
from
would
the
have been dead in the
beginning when they
water
were,
But
yeah,
the thing is, like, her
had it not been for
gimmick,
this
like,
this duo.
the thing is though, like, her gimmick is just completely washed out. Like, from what she was known from, like,
Not disagreeing
she
with
was
you there.
supposed to be
Like,
the
look at the good.
female.
Look
She was
how
supposed,
compelling she was in NXT.
like, she was supposed to be like the female mankind, and then now it's like, she's like. It's like she's trying to be like an Alexa, like they're trying to like make her out to be like someone that's supposed to be like an Alexa Bliss and
Yeah.
like great
that's
friend. But I'm like, I think it would have been great if they just made her like the female
yeah,
mankind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you never seen that before.
but that's
And
but that's the
so,
thing. Like going back to Abba's point, right? Like it was Abba's working, but the thing is this: what if, just hypothetically, what if like they pull a card in which, like, let's say Nikki turns on Alexa, right? Let's say Nikki turns
they've
on.
been teasing that for so long, and
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no, no. They've been teasing
I
on
agree with Tara there. Like,
Alexa.
they've been
On
teasing
Nikki.
that for a
They
No,
minute
never
now.
but
teased on
no,
Nikki.
no, but you do see some. There were in the beginning when they did that, they did do some teases where people are like telling her that Alexa's a fake friend. But I'm like, that storyline is so boring. We've seen it already with Alexa Bliss so many times. That's like the only storyline Alexa Bliss has is being a bad friend. Like, even seen it with Nia Jax. Like,
Yeah.
it's so boring. Like, come on, just give her a new storyline.
Yeah. I mean, I know
It's
that.
just.
I mean, I know that Beth Phoenix and Natalia were supposed to be part of this match. That was the original
Thank
plan
God.
anyway. But I guess WWE decided not to use them after all.
Because they
I love
decided
Beth.
that's because
Like, I love Beth and
that's
Natalia.
because they decided to use Beth for Edge and Orton. Thank God.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Natalia and Beth, but I feel like they're like, it's so unfortunate that they came up with this tag team like now as opposed to like previously, because now
Yeah.
it's like, I like, don't get me wrong, I love Natalia and Beth together because those are the only women that we have that are actually like strong women that
Yeah.
are like, it's not like they're like the dainty woman that's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like they're literally
They complement
they're
their styles well together.
yeah, but I feel like they're also like the only females that we have that are also kind of just like, yeah, I'm strong and I'll still like wrestle men and all this other stuff. Because the only other
Right.
person we had was Nia Jackson. Let's be real, that was not working for her.
No.
But it's like it's like their time is over for me, in my opinion. So I don't really care to see them win because they've had their shine and now it needs to go to someone else.
Yeah.
But it sucks that it's not their time. But
Mm.
I mean, it's interesting to see them again, but no, I
Exactly.
don't think they would have worked for this match. It doesn't
Yeah.
work because they're not together frequently on TV together.
Yeah.
They only team up for main events, and it's like
But if I had to,
it doesn't make sense.
but if I had to pick up a team to win this match, I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking Bliss and Cross only because Asuka and Kyrie. I'm like, no offense, like it's time to lose the title. They had it for mad long. On to
They had
the
it.
next.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They had it for
Like,
they had it for like 6 months up
They had
to
it
this
for
point,
so
and they
long with
haven't done a whole lot with them as champions.
It's not even that. For that part, I blame WWE because I knew from the very beginning. I knew from the very beginning the women's tag team championships was going to be a complete fail because of the lack of competition and the lack of consistency these championships has. Because the first time years ago that they had the women tag team championships. They only lasted for like 2 years and then they were done. That's it.
Yeah.
Then they decided to bring it back. An elimination chamber match consisted of 6 teams. Sasha and Bailey won it, and then after that they lost it, and to the Iconics. The Iconics barely defended it. Then they defended it against they lost to Asuka and Kyrie. And the rest is history.
Yeah, dude. No, dude. I don't get it. I get it, dude. We
I'm
all
not
get it.
gonna
We don't
lie,
have to
that
go
kind
over
of
the whole
pissed me
history.
off.
Ridiculous. To me, still to this day, they should get rid of those titles.
No, I don't think they should get rid of it.
I think they should.
Well, I mean, I would say that's unfair only because I feel like the tag team titles, they are very much up for debate through all 3 rosters, including NXT. And I feel like if they were to actually integrate it properly, it could be very useful.
Yeah.
It's just how they're booking it. I don't think they should get rid of the title because, I mean, look at the men's tag teams. They're all trash too.
Exactly. They're not a whole lot better than the women's tag belts. They've just been
Yeah,
around
like-
longer.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just more so on how they book it. I think it's still if they can book it properly, it can be good. But look at the men's tag
that's the
team
sad
version. Remember
part.
that time Usos
really
were
the-
like, remember the
Part. Great talent, but
That's what I'm
horrible
saying.
booking.
because
I'm like, what it's like TNA all over again.
honestly, the coronavirus really saved WWE because they were drowning against NXT before this. I mean, they still are. NXT still the better show, but I mean, not NXT. AEW is still the better show, but before this, it was like their rivalry isn't as important anymore because of this whole virus.
Yeah. It's wrestling in general is taking a back seat right now because it's just not a priority for a lot of us.
Mhm.
Because we got our heads full with like a lot of other things going on in our lives, which is mostly that we have to put a hold on to everything else.
Basically.
Yeah. But back to the match, I don't see Asuka and Kyrie retaining here. I get what Richard was saying here. Excuse me. I just feel that WWE want to freshen things up by having new champs here. So I have Alexa and Nikki to win.
Alexa and Nikki.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't care who.
But if you had to pick somebody,
I don't care who retains because it would honestly be Kabuki Warriors because I just hate how I hate the chemistry. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the chemistry between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I don't blame you for thinking that. But it seems to be, like I said, it seems to be a winning formula for the fan base in WWE. So they seem to eat that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm glad that I see Asuka and Kyrie still somewhere in the limelight, but it can work either way. I don't really care.
Right.
At this point, I don't care.
Yeah. Moving on here, The Miz and John Morrison will be defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the New Day against the Usos in a triple threat tag ladder match for those titles. This one is interesting. As of now, they are still promoting this match as it is for the event. But I've read that they ended up going with John Morrison taking on one of the Usos in a singles one-on-one ladder match for the titles at the tapings. That's what they ended up doing. This change is apparently because The Miz couldn't work the match as he was feeling ill. He actually showed up at the Performance Center on last week's SmackDown event, I'm pretty sure, at the tapings for that SmackDown event, and he wasn't feeling too well. He was feeling incredibly ill, and he has a lot of heat as a result of attending the event in front of other superstars because he risked his health and he risked others' health.
It's not only that, like.
But you kind of have to wonder what made him still go because honestly, I feel like if he really was feeling ill, I don't think if he had the option to stay home, I don't think he would have been oh my God, let me go out. Because let's be real, if you're feeling flu symptoms, you're not freaking going to go to work unless you really have to. So I feel like at the same time, he probably went yeah, I'm really sick. To be I'm sick.
But the thing is, if he knew he was sick from the very beginning, why did he still go? Because
I don't know if I'm going to be buried. Being a top star to me just sitting out because I have the flu, and then you burying me after that. I'm not
Yes, Miz.
gonna freaking.
Yes, Tara. Miz is as a top star. That's hilarious. That's the kind of laughter I need.
I mean,
The joke
he
I kind
gets
of need right
booked, but let's be real. He is one of Vince's top people because of his reality show doing so well.
It's not doing so well now.
It's not well now, but I'm saying before, like, you know what I mean? Like, The Miz was booked a very. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like The Miz. I think The Miz is great on the mic. Like, he could pull off a really good match. He could sell a good match. I will say that. But however, he was in one of WWE's top positions.
Was.
And you know what I mean? I feel like me sitting out because of like the freaking flu and
now. Yeah.
risking that position or just going into work and just doing a match, I would still go in and do a match because you really have to wonder here. It's not like WWE really cares about their wrestlers' health. I mean, if they did, we wouldn't really be talking about WrestleMania right now.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to wonder about that on why he went to work. Like, you can't really
with
give
all
it-
due respect, the last time Miz was actually relevant was
Daniel Bryan and his feud.
I would argue.
No.
I would actually argue
No.
the feud with Shane
No.
McMahon.
You said what?
I would actually argue the feud with Shane
no,
McMahon heading into. Wait. Richard, let me stop you right there. Heading into WrestleMania last year and their match, because Miz was actually had a lot of charisma as a babyface. He was pulling it off for a few weeks there. I was surprised. I don't know about you guys. I was surprised about how well the Miz was faring as in the
everyone
babyface
thought
role.
the Miz was gonna turn on Shane, but it was Shane.
That was the last time I was
turned
legit
on
interested in the Miz.
Actually, I like that.
Mhm.
I will agree with that. You are right.
yeah, but that also began Miz's downfall. The
That
reason
began
why
Miz's downfall. But I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about before he inadvertently lost to Shane at WrestleMania last year.
No, of course.
But because he was popular. After that loss though, yeah, I can't say the same.
He's still. I mean, but then again, like you also have to think about like it probably panned out that way because they had to fade him out somehow. Like if he was
Right.
gonna have like a baby and all this other stuff, like obviously he's not gonna be as present. Like they have to fade him out somehow. But I mean, I still feel like I said, he is still one of WWE's like top people. He's not like John Cena heavy, or he's not like.
No, I get it, but he is one of
He's
the more
not like
trusted
Daniel
people
Bryan,
out
but
there in the company.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, if you really think about it, like I said, if that means I'm gonna be buried by not going into work, I'm gonna show up for work, and I don't think it was like really something that's like, oh my god, I'm going to like. I need to work even though I have the flu. Like I have the freaking flu.
Like
I really think
the thing is
he really had to go in.
The thing is this. For this tag title match that's going to happen, it's really disappointing. It's extremely disappointing because for two reasons. One, it's a ladder match. And two, no fans. Like, you need the fans profusely for any type of ladder match.
For any stunt
period.
match, really.
Yeah, you need the fans for this match. And the fact that you're going to be in an empty arena with three teams with no fans, it pretty much exits all of the excitement that this has for this match.
Well, yeah, it's like all the other matches that are around. It's like no fans equals no fun, no interest.
Yeah, and I gotta add this. Why both members of New Day had to be pulled as well from this match? I have no idea. We didn't hear anything about that as of now. Like, we're pretty much left in the dark on that little detail. I mean, they could have made it. They could have kept it a singles triple threat for a ladder match for the tag titles. I don't know. I guess they just went with 1-on-1 for both.
At the same time, if you truly think about it, did this match really needed a ladder match? Not really.
Not really. If not, all six members could be there.
Exactly. So there's no point of them doing the ladder match to begin with.
But you could argue maybe they just didn't want to deviate from too far off from the original match card. Maybe that was it. Like they
That's
wanted to
all
maybe
it is.
stick to their promise in some form. I can't say I blame them too much for that. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God! Finally, this is my idea from the jump, but y'all wanted to be bougie and have your own.
All right, Ricardo's
cameras.
here. Great.
Right.
Here's how I low key disagree with y'all. It couldn't-
What?
It couldn't be about making it a regular match. It could not be a regular match
Hmm.
Why?
because the interest on that would have been dramatically down. No one. The reason why it's a ladder match is because like if it was a regular tag team match, would you give a damn about that match?
Well, not really.
The
But
answer is-
but you could say the same thing about the WrestleMania card as a whole.
No. We're not talking about the card.
We are talking
I'm
about
talking
the
about
card.
this specific match. This specific match.
The three-way?
Would you give a damn if it was a regular match?
No.
Thank
No.
you. That's why it's a ladder match. And no one saw
Yeah. This is WWE. Ladders are only important for main events.
Okay.
Pretty much,
But-
yeah.
You say it's done for main events. But since when a ladder match has let us down at a WrestleMania?
No, you're not wrong.
No, we're saying that the
Good
hype
point.
isn't
The
going to be
hype
as
of
there.
it Gone.
Is it WWE's fault that it's gone?
Low key, yes, they could have waited
Low-key,
until like
yes,
this whole
low-key.
thing
Is it
just kinda
WWE's
blew
fault?
over.
Is it the WWE's fault or the virus's fault?
Well, WWE could have waited until this whole thing blew over and then
They
had
couldn't.
something.
They couldn't.
I mean,
Because-
we spoke about this earlier on when we started the session.
They couldn't hype it up even if they waited because everything would have been everything. They would have to start over. That's why it's a ladder match. It's not WWE's fault that is the way it is right now. It's because of the virus.
We were well aware that it's because of the virus.
But y'all just said that there should need to some degree it didn't even need to be a ladder match, and I'm telling you why.
Okay, but
I mean, I
what
just
we're
said that it
also
would.
saying-
I just said that that they don't want to deviate too far off from the original match idea, which was a triple threat tag team ladder match. They wanted to keep some form or fashion of that match as best they could with the circumstances.
See, Alba agrees with me.
me and Tara is saying is that I understand, like, you're
Well-
not wrong. It's just that it's not going to be the same because
Yeah, I
it
don't
was-
really care how they do it. Like, yes, the ladder match makes it special because it's a main event and they have to deviate somehow from the regular show because
Yeah.
let's be real, they're shooting everything at the same damn place. But it's like, I don't know. It's like the hype isn't there for like most of these matches. Like most of these matches, I don't care for.
Friggin'. Of course, there's no hype.
There's like
that's
like
Richard.
I just
Wait, I'm sorry, guys,
Oh.
but Richard, move your laptop a little so we could see you and Ricardo.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's better.
fans. Yeah.
I-
but yeah, like it just to me it's like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, are you like Ricardo? Is this gonna be like a match that you're gonna be like, yeah, I need to watch the first night for this match?
Hell no.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my
Yeah.
point. I don't care.
Listen, either way, they're still doing some variation of this, and I would ask for my pick. I have Morrison to win or retain the titles. What do you guys think?
If it's
What?
against the Usos and you said it was a one person
Yeah.
versus Morrison because the Miz has the flu,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go with the Usos because they're gonna be like, oh my god, Jimmy just substituted. That's what I think. But
All
I
right,
don't
that's
know
fair.
how well that's gonna work because there's no crowd. So
Yeah. No one to play off of. Any reactions?
with the
But Ricardo and Richard, what do you guys think?
I agree with Tara.
like
what he said.
All right, cool. Otis against Dolph Ziggler. Now, this
I
is
hate
one of the
this
handful of matches I'm looking forward to, legitimately. Just for the entertainment that Otis, Mandy Rose, Ziggler have given us for a few months with their romance storyline on SmackDown.
but
Come on.
those bits only work with like a crowd.
This is
And but the only reason why this match is semi interesting is because both wrestlers are actually talented. So
Yeah.
I mean, it will be good to just see in the ring. We could scratch out Mandy because let's be real, Mandy has really no role here. But honestly, I think it'll be a good match only because it's just interesting to see them in the ring.
Right. And here's a little bit of tidbit for you guys. This match will be Dolph Ziggler's first ever singles match at a WrestleMania. Yeah.
That's a crazy.
I know.
Yeah, talk about someone who has been completely wasted throughout his entire career in WWE.
Okay,
Just
I
that
won't
little
say
fact
that.
right there.
I won't say that though. He's right.
He's been teased. He's literally been teased,
He's
and
been
I think
teased on
he
a
should have
handful of
had.
occasions, but they never capitalized and kept it that way. They never kept that momentum.
I'm a fan.
And they always asked him out because I feel like every single signing, every time he re-signed, it would literally be because the promise of
money.
you're going to be champion. No, it would be you would be champion.
Oh,
And they never give it to him.
yeah.
Because remember that one time where he literally won the freaking what was that time? Oh my god, what was that match that he won? Oh my
The
god.
World
Survivor
Heavyweight
Series?
Championship?
Yes, he won Survivor Series. And remember he was literally like, fuck this shit and walked off. That was real. That was not no freaking like that was not no freaking storyline for WWE. That was real. Like he was literally pissed. Like he literally wins everything and then it goes nowhere. But then he came back because they were like, oh, we'll give you a chance, and then they never did.
Yeah. So to give a little background here, they actually revealed on last night's Go Home show to WrestleMania, last night's SmackDown episode, that Sonya Deville played a hand in sabotaging Otis and Mandy's date on Valentine's Day by going through Mandy's texts and making sure that she doesn't see Otis's text to her, and got Ziggler in on the act. So we got this big twist and this rift between the friendship of Mandy and Sonya. Well, I don't know how it will factor into the match that might take place later tonight or tomorrow night, but either way, I do have Otis to prevail and get the girl here, which is a shame since this will play out to no audience, and which will be a much more memorable moment on the show, if there were one.
I don't give a shit.
Hey, that's you, man.
I
That's
agree.
you.
I
Like-
agree. I mean, I want to see the match because I think it's gonna be a good match. Don't get me wrong, but I don't care about the storyline.
Well, what'd you just say?
I think the match is going to be good, but I just don't care for the storyline.
What match? Ziggler and that fat Tubalard?
He's actually a very good wrestler.
Otis is entertaining, dude.
He's entertaining. He's entertaining. I agree, but like I'm like, this is Dolph Ziggler. I'm a fan of Dolph Ziggler still to this day.
No, Otis is a good wrestler, but that's what I'm saying. Like because they're actually both good wrestlers, I think it'll be an entertaining. Like it'll be a good match, but the storyline I don't care for.
That's fair.
Like I'm cool with either or because Otis is still a good in ring performer.
I mean, what is it to be like? Was it really worth discussing, y'all? Though this match specifically.
Well, we do. We're going over the entire WrestleMania card.
You think I gave a fuck about Kabuki Warriors and fucking Nikki Cross versus Alexa Bliss? No, I didn't. You think I cared about fucking Elias versus
maybe even
Corbin?
more than that.
No, I didn't. I literally said before we started taping, I don't care for more than half the matches on this card. I only care about the main events, but you know what? We're gonna go through every single match. So here we are, Ricardo. Still, not even close to the main event matches.
Yeah, but we're getting there, guys. We're trudging along. Sami Zayn will be defending his Intercontinental Championship against Daniel Bryan. Now, I have no problems with this match at all. These are two great workers going at it in singles action. I hope that they get plenty of time to do their thing. And as for who wins, I got Daniel Bryan to win the IC title from Zayn. Though I can't say I will be completely surprised if they go with Sami retaining.
I'm okay with either or. I don't really care for the outcome here. It's not.
Yeah, I'm fine with either outcome. They're both as long as we get a great 20-minute match from these two.
Yeah, as long as this like I feel like you can't go wrong. It's like Ziggler versus Otis. Actually, no, it's not like that because I actually care. Well, no, I don't care for the outcome. I don't care for the outcome because they both deserve it.
Yeah.
Either or.
I agree.
But who do you have winning, Ricardo? You don't care?
I got Bryan.
All right. Richard, who do you got winning between Sami and Bryan?
Oh, Bryan, hands down.
All right, cool. Bayley will be defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks in a 5-way elimination match. Yeah.
I'm saying this.
I really don't give a fuck about this match.
If Sasha does not win this match, we're gonna have a problem.
I just personally
Hear that,
don't
folks? You
care
heard it here
for this.
firsthand. Richard's gonna have a problem if Sasha doesn't win tonight or tomorrow
I'm
night.
gonna have a problem.
Will you though? Because I don't really care. I'm tired of
Yeah.
seeing Sasha versus Bailey. I'm
Yeah,
tired
dude.
of
Like, they should have pulled the trigger on an actual feud between these two for the main roster a while ago. They haven't done it yet.
That was the original plan for 36, Bailey and Sasha. But they
But
decided, oh, no, let's put all the talent in one match.
Because there's
But
no
they-
battle
but
royal.
they
They gotta
do it
compensate for that.
so much, but they do. I'm so tired of their feud. I don't really even care for it.
Because you
I
know it's
don't
not gonna live up
care.
to. Because you know, Tara, it's not gonna live up to the height of their NXT feud, which is a classic.
Yeah, but it's still like, you know what I mean? Like it's like WWE has tried it so many times where Bailey and Sasha, they don't become friends and they're best friends again. They don't become friends, they become friends. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like Alexa Bliss. It's the same story. That's like the only storyline that they're allowed to have.
Yeah. But onto this match, Dana Brooke was actually pulled from this match after originally being announced for it due to being under quarantine. Can't say I blame her for doing that at all. Like, it's not this match. Showing up for this match of all things, not that important to me.
Honestly, even if Dana Brooke was there, it would still be irrelevant. Dana Brooke is literally irrelevant. No offense to her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She would not have made that difference. She would,
Brooke would
like,
not
who
be.
cares? It's not, she's not no fucking, like, she doesn't have the same weight pull as any of the other people that are there.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be down to Bailey and Sasha. Hopefully, I actually have Bailey to retain. If I had to pick, I think she will win over Banks because she will get one up on her. They will embrace after eliminating everyone else, and then just like that, Bailey will roll her up or hit her finisher on Banks and retain the title.
Maybe. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just, it sucks, but it's just like, as far as Bailey being champion, her whole entire reign was ass. Her competitors, they're not interesting.
Nope.
I honestly wish that there was like a new face that was there, but it's like all of these women are just not pulling their weight, or it's their bookings, but it's just not interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if they decide to go ahead and not go through with taking a break post-Mania, they might do some call-ups, though I kind of doubt it.
There is just no interesting wild card. You know why it doesn't work? Because there's no interesting wild card in there that's like, oh, we haven't seen this before. That makes it, that gives it somewhat of a spark. And you know the women's division's already pretty scarce in the main roster. So it's kind of like, because there's no wild card, no one really cares because we've all seen them go against each other and we all know these people's finishers and how things pan out, and yeah, it's not interesting. If they had a wild card, if they had like a wild card, it would have been cool. Like if they had, yeah, it's just not interesting.
Yeah, but I have Bailey to retain. Before we move on, what do you guys have? Who do you guys have?
Sasha?
I said Banks already.
Oh.
Okay, now we're going to get on to something a little bit more interesting than the match card we've been dealing with before up to this point. Kevin Owens against Seth Rollins. Should be a good match here from these two.
I got Kevin Owens.
You got Kevin Owens?
I got Kevin Owens because for a few reasons. One, this rivalry has been going on for way too long for no reason. That's number one.
Just after Survivor Series in November, right?
Yeah. Number two, not gonna lie, Seth made some valid points.
Mm-hmm.
He said that every single time, no, not that. He said, look at your WrestleMania track record and look at mine. All of the fans been talking about my WrestleMania moments. For example, how I became WWE champion, how I beat Brock Lesnar last year, my match with Triple H. What have you done? Nothing. Not one WrestleMania. Nothing. Yeah, like not one WrestleMania match that Kevin Owens has been in. No one talks about it and stuff like that. So for that, he was 100% spot on. And then he said, you're not as relevant as you were before because all of your opportunities that you've ever had, you've always had help, which is also true.
Yeah.
like for him winning the Universal Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, United States, stuff like that.
First of all, Rollins, you only got that because you're a part of the Shield. So let's calm down.
No, but when he broke away from the Shield, though, that's what he was talking about.
He still has that hype though behind the Shield. It's still like Dean Ambrose.
Still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
Have that
I would say so.
momentum. Even now, I bet you if they wanted to pull, like if they put Seth and Roman together, it's only interesting because of their Shield brother camaraderie
Yeah,
thing.
the Shield's been played out already.
Yes, but it's still like one of their biggest things for this, I guess, generation.
True.
And even though we don't like it, a bunch of little kids like it. So
Yeah. Yeah, hold on to that as much as you can, WWE. More power to you guys. But as for the match, they can go either way on who's winning, but I do have Kevin Owens to win. I feel like he needs a big, significant win right now, so I'm going to go with him.
Cardo. I completely agree.
Yeah?
What?
All right, cool.
What?
Becky Lynch against Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship.
this is a little bit more interesting. This is the only interesting women's match. Literally, the only.
What's? Shayna Baszler got this in the bag. Let me tell y'all something.
Well, now you know what
I can't wait.
What Carlos thinking.
I can't wait till Shayna Baszler beats her ass. Okay, when's St. Patrick's Day? When was St. Patrick's Day?
March 17th.
She owes her a month. She owes her from that. A St. Patrick's Day ass whooping. Late though. Okay, for WrestleMania. Okay, I need Shayna Baszler to beat that bitch's ass. I need Becky Lynch to take a vacation. I need Becky Lynch to. I don't want her in WWE right now. Okay, Shayna Baszler is going to beat her ass senseless. I just wish there was the stipulation. I just want that to put out there. That's just me.
What stipulation would you put on for that match?
Oh,
Yeah, what stipulation?
No
No DQ?
I'll just put no DQ. No problem. Nothing big. Not major. But Shayna Baszler is going to whoop that ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Okay.
I would say Becky Lynch has really fallen off in terms of her momentum and just general interest
bitch
behind
is
her since
trash!
last year's. And just, and pretty much since last
I
year's
don't think-
WrestleMania event.
Yeah, I don't think she's trash. I just think it's how she's booked. But however, I'm tired of seeing her as champion. And let's be real, Shayna Baszler is like, she's so good. I can't wait to see her fucking.
Yeah, and
I
and just adding to that, I don't
because,
think.
like,
No, go ahead, Tara. Sorry.
oh no, you just
You're done?
continue.
All right. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that I'm just not a fan of her entitled character that she's been portraying as of late. Ever since beating Asuka at the Rumble, that's when I've started to notice it.
No,
I feel
it's
like-
it's been her gimmick throughout ever since she beat Ronda, and I felt like it just kind of like WWE was just like, oh, I felt like they were kind of trying to push it, like, let's see how much of a bigger ass you can be, and they kept like building on that, and now it's just very, very corny and tacky, and I feel like Shayna is bringing back that old school bully, and I just can't wait to see it because
It's needed.
yeah, and the fact that Shayna actually has like MMA background it makes it even more interesting.
Who has that? Oh, Brock Lesnar. These bitches need right now. You need an ass whooping for a real female, except Charlotte. But like,
No, but
Those-
that's no, like they really need like a fresh face that's just not like that dainty female. That's what I was trying to say. Like with the whole Nikki Cross going back to the whole Nikki Cross thing, like it would have been interesting. Nikki Cross is like the female Mankind, but you know
oh,
what? They
I'm
keep-
gonna say that she does not prove that to me.
No, but that was the initial gimmick they were going for. That she was supposed to be this weird, nasty person. Like, you know how Mankind was down for everything? That's what she was supposed to be. But then they made her go into the whole Alexa Bliss thing. I don't know. I'm so tired of seeing like the dainty female. Like that's what made Beth and Natalia cool when they were in their prime, was the fact that they were these dainty females. Like they wrestled with men. It's kind of like China.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing like these dainty females. I want to see something. I want to see a Shayna.
Yeah.
Because let's be real. We care about fights. We don't care about some hair pulling, slapping.
Mm.
I care about seeing punches thrown and
I
kicks
mean,
and getting your ass beat.
Do they still do that in the WWE? The hair pulling and shit.
No.
But
Not really,
I'm
no.
not now, but I'm saying like in general, like I don't want to see that prissy little fights. But they do the slaps. That's how they always start some of the fights.
But that's a slap. Who wouldn't do that?
Yeah.
Slap
I
beats hair
wanna
pull,
see-
that's for sure. I would rather see
Yeah,
that.
but
The slap.
But I'm saying like I want to see some old school beatdown, like Shayna. Like I want to see some. Yeah, bitch. Now what?
Yeah, I feel like
I
with
mean-
Shayna, getting back to the match here, I feel like Becky and her character really needs to have a sense of being humbled right now. To show off a bit of her vulnerable side. That's just how I thought they would approach the storyline heading into tonight's match with Baszler, but that hasn't been the case. Becky's just been all entitled, like, oh, my shit don't stink, even with Shayna as looming on the horizon. So, and I'm hoping that changes this weekend during the match. I have Shayna to destroy Becky and win the women's title. Not
No,
necessarily
Shayna's
squash her. Not necessarily.
Period.
I'm not saying that she's going to necessarily squash her, but it won't be overly competitive.
I'm just hoping that this doesn't really bury Becky like how she was
Exactly.
before last
I would not
week,
have this match.
WrestleMania.
I would not have Becky be just absolutely demolished. Over time, yes, during the match, but not like to a point where she just gets destroyed in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that they're smart with their bookings after, but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm excited to see this match. Only
yeah.
because I'm excited for Baszler. That's the only person I'm excited for.
Hmm.
See my girl right there. She's my girl. Tara spoke volumes. Heard that?
Yeah. John Cena will be going one-on-one with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in a Firefly Funhouse match. This will be the
Wait,
second time.
I'm sorry to cut you off, my guy. I didn't see SmackDown yesterday in my credit.
I didn't either.
I didn't watch SmackDown in my credit. Right?
None of us have.
I thought you would.
Nope.
But like,
I thought you would, because Richard's the guy who would watch everything.
I know.
but what in God's name is John Cena doing?
What are you getting at?
Correction.
Like, why this specifically? The match you're talking about. I would have been cool with a straight up match, right? But now we gotta see, is it the same match that he did with Randy Orton?
Dude, that's the thing. Ricardo, that's the thing. We actually have no idea. They haven't given us any details on what the match will
That's the
entail.
thing we don't know.
So
Because
it's just a case of waiting and seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if so, then I'm not gonna front. I'll be interested because I haven't seen John Cena wrestle in a minute, and I haven't seen John Cena get so-called dangerous in a long time.
Yeah, we'll see how much we'll be getting that side of Cena and Wyatt in this match.
And I'm like, my nigga, like you're gonna be in a what's that shit called again?
Firefly Funhouse.
Firefly.
What does that
Funhouse?
entail? Can someone explain that to me?
No one knows
We
exactly.
don't
That's
know.
what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
thing.
We don't know anything.
No.
No, leave it like that.
Like,
Yeah.
we don't know anything.
Okay, so we can't really even get an explanation on what
Yeah,
that
but
That
just to
nigga
get
gotta cut his hair.
I hope they don't do that red shit because the performance center is already pretty dark. So to kind of like
They haven't done
have
that the
that
past
type
few
of
No, no,
times
it's-
with The Fiend.
The match is being filmed at a different location.
Yeah.
oh my god,
It is.
I wonder if they're using the Hardy compound.
I will get this.
I doubt it, but
That's the
Stranger
only
things have
place
happened.
that I can literally imagine them shooting a good match.
yeah. Yeah, but to the history of this match, this will be the second time these two will be wrestling each other at a WrestleMania. The first one being WrestleMania 36 years ago. Cena won that match, which wasn't a good idea back then, and still isn't looking back on it. As you could argue, it started the downfall of Bray and his career. Wyatt has since became The Fiend and had a dominant run up until Goldberg inexplicably beat him and took his Universal title at Super Showdown in February, I believe. And believe me, we'll get to Goldberg in a little bit. We're not exactly sure what the rules are behind the Firefly Funhouse match. It should be interesting. Bray Wyatt does need to win this match, and I think he will win this match. I feel like here's why.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because continue.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking one of the stipulations is you get tickled too. Like whoever laughs first
I'm like,
is going to
no.
be the winner. Like
Okay.
what? Like why is this even like a stipulation? Like it just I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's like one of those other matches that just don't fucking make sense. But continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good match because of the people, but
True.
go
I mean,
ahead.
I feel like with John Cena nowadays, if he feels as though WWE is not doing the right decision with who's going over in his matches when it comes to him and an opponent, he would step up for the benefit of his opponent. And why wouldn't he be that way? Like the man has accomplished
But
everything there is to do in WWE.
but it's like they killed Bray with Gold. They killed the Fiend with Goldberg. Like
Oh no, they killed his
I feel
mystique.
like it's beyond. It's beyond recovery. Like if it's one thing if like there was like a heel Cena that came in and killed the Fiend, but it's like you killed him with fucking Goldberg in
Yeah.
than 5 minutes. In less than
Right.
5 minutes, like it's like kind of like you. It doesn't. There isn't really any recovery. It doesn't matter if John Cena puts him over because there was no build up to their story. There was no build up to anything in this match.
Right.
It's kind of just like, okay, yeah, he beat John Cena, but it's like, okay, now what? He can't say I killed these legends. He still got beat by Goldberg, who's
Yeah,
the
like
worst of all of them.
yeah, like, and I feel it with Cena. He's not going to be losing his luster, no matter if he wins or loses at any point at this point in his career.
Yeah.
He can lose literally every match that he ever has up to this point before he retires, and he'll still be John
It
Cena.
wouldn't. The thing is, it wouldn't matter if Bray had, or the Fiend in this case, had John Cena's face up in the Firefly Funhouse
Yeah,
because he still didn't beat Goldberg. Like Goldberg's freaking like Goldberg in general finishing him the way that he did.
yeah,
I'm sorry, you can't just be like I'm the legend killer. Or I'm like the person that like puts these people to sleep.
hmm
It's you can't.
no,
There
you
is just
can't.
no
I agree.
momentum because you lost to someone like Goldberg.
With a botched
So
jackhammer, no less. Look more like a suplex. I'm not forgetting
yeah,
that.
he almost killed Bray. He almost freaking killed Bray. It was just like he tapped. I felt like Bray came out of worse finishers, and for him to lose to something like that, it was stupid.
It really was stupid.
So I don't know. What
But
do
do
you
you
guys
guys
John
think?
Cena
But
better
do you,
not come up with that whack ass finisher he got from Japan. That's all I'm saying. It's AA or FU or nothing. That whatever that move he got from Japan.
Oh, that.
You remember that
Yeah.
move in Japan?
Yeah,
You
we
what I'm
know.
talking about.
We remember that.
He better not do that move again, or I'll lose all respect for John Cena. Like,
But who do we think? But do we think the Fiend is winning this match?
Hell no.
No, yeah, he's not winning. Especially the fact that this is Cena's first singles match in over a year. Cena's winning. With all due respect to Bray, Cena's winning because there's no way in hell that
It wouldn't do anything to his career if he was to win. That's my point.
There's no like seriously, like Cena has nothing else. Cena has nothing else to prove. Why it does, but why
It's not gonna matter.
it's not gonna matter even if he wins or loses because his momentum has been down ever since February.
Yeah.
Ever since Goldberg murdered his whole entire character.
Yeah, it's like there's no point of Wyatt winning because all of his momentum went out the window. I will not be surprised if Cena wins because one has been Cena's first match in over a year, like one-on-one. He hasn't competed in a very long time, and stuff like that. And it's like, what else is there for Cena to do? He says that he doesn't want to win his 17 championship. That's a damn lie and shit. It's like, what else is there left?
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're getting at, guys. I still have the Fiend to win, but will it do anything? Will it do a whole lot for him if he gets this win or not? Probably not. No. Moving on, AJ Styles against The Undertaker in a boneyard match. Yes, a boneyard match. We have no idea. Just like with Cena and The Fiend over there with their Firefly Funhouse, We have no idea what the stipulation is behind this match as well.
Me and Richard think it's buried alive. For real. Okay?
Buried alive.
That's
okay.
the only thing I could think of. And I haven't seen it. I would honestly watch it because it's buried alive. I haven't seen that shit in years.
I haven't seen that in years too,
Oh,
but I was
Same.
For a decade, specifically.
10 years.
Seriously? 10 years?
10 years.
10 years. Right? How old were we? We were 15. We were 15 years old since I saw a buried alive match. Right?
Okay.
How old were you? 10 years ago.
I was like 10 years old, dude.
Oh, you're a baby.
Yeah. I just started watching, but I did see that buried alive match. I did see it.
Wait, what was the last one?
It was
Dragon Rights
Taker and
2010 Kane.
That don't count. We're talking about the good ones. We're talking about the good ones. Way back then.
Okay.
The last buried alive match I could recollect was
03. That was a good
Vince
one.
and Taker.
That was a good one. Right? Okay, but
Vince got in his ass.
it's okay. He did it for the fans. Respect for Vince for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to AJ Styles and Taker. Right?
I really have not seen that in years, but that would be super fun.
Yeah.
But obviously, we know who's winning this. It'll be Taker. There has not been one buried alive match that Taker, like,
Well, he
it
did
wouldn't
lose
make.
the one. Well, he did lose the last two ones.
In terms of the promos. Oh,
Yeah.
the promos have been fantastic. Both
They
parties.
have been. They have been.
It's been
in
fantastic.
your opinion, which one was better?
Which one was better?
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
Okay.
AJ Styles. No question.
Okay. Listen,
Right?
yeah, speaking of those promos, glad you mentioned that now. AJ has been calling out Taker as a way to carry this feud heading into tonight's show.
Not Taker. Mark.
Calling out Taker as, yes, Mark Calloway.
Mark.
See, stop it right there. The man's real name.
I mean,
And his wife, Michelle McCool, by calling him old and washed up and that he isn't the same dead man we all knew and once loved. He's not wrong there.
he ain't wrong.
He's not
He ain't
wrong.
wrong. No, not at all.
Taker's long since outstayed his welcome in the company. Yes, and
You know,
Taker,
it's so crazy. You know what's so fucking crazy?
What's
you know how my idea of like Aleister Black versus Taker would have made so much more sense? Like, this would have been perfect for Aleister Black. This match would have been so perfect. I'm not saying
He's next.
I'm not saying that AJ is like AJ's cutting great. Like, obviously AJ can cut any good promo, but Aleister Black versus freaking Undertaker for this would have been fucking amazing.
yeah, I would have picked that over this match.
Yeah, like it goes with this gimmick. It really goes with Aleister Black's gimmick.
I mean, it could have. I think it would have been better if it was, in my opinion, Bray Wyatt, because he fits the description better than Black, no question.
Thing about that is, I don't know how well that would translate in terms of match quality. Like, I get what you're saying with the character and the storytelling heading into the match, but I don't know about match quality if it would live up to it.
Oh, as far as Aleister versus Undertaker, I think it would.
No, no, what Ricardo was saying, but he said the Bray Wyatt against Undertaker.
I mean, I think it would still work because both those guys are still pretty talented, and you know what I mean. Like, I feel like it's just now I don't know how they're gonna build up Bray
Yeah.
since the whole entire fall and letdown with Goldberg, but I think that would have still been pretty interesting over AJ versus Undertaker, because AJ versus Undertaker, it's so random.
It's random. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
I'm not saying it's a bad match, but it's such a random match, and I felt like if you were gonna do like a freaking buried alive match, you had so much other better competitors. Like, why not go for that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm assuming they're just doing it because of this whole quarantine thing, and they need to come up with something that's more interesting. But I feel like you have better competitors for buried alive.
Yeah.
So that's on my.
And a touch on Taker's promo this past Monday on Raw with the Go Home show. He cut a great promo in his own right, calling Styles Alan Jones, AJ's real name. So to fire a little dig there for calling him Mark Calloway, and called him out for waiting until all the elite stars in WWE over the years, like Austin, Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker himself, decided to retire or go away before Styles arrived and took over himself. which, you know, it's debatable. You could say that.
What?
But, you know, but let me stop. I know. Ricardo's upset what I just said, but I get it. AJ, he didn't never wanted to join WWE around that time. He rejected an offer from them in like 02, 03, developmental deal that he was offered from WWE.
And he was
decided
right
to turn
to
them
do
down.
so.
He wanted to hone his craft, prove himself to be one of the best wrestlers out there. I get it, and thankfully he did do that, because had he signed with WWE when he was offered that deal almost 20 years ago, he would not have survived. He would not have survived. I don't think so. He did not. He wasn't the same AJ that he is known for around this time, or even in TNA.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like AJ's always been pretty solid. So I guess, yeah, for his momentum.
Because think about it, he
I
would
guess
not have
that's what kinda,
crafted
like,
his
pushes
own
it.
indie wrestling style as he would have if had the way things went for him in TNA and New Japan and wrestling in those types of environments and match styles. He would have adopted more of a WWE
Literally
wrestling
said
style.
he came to WWE because he was better in WWE way more than in TNA and New Japan in 1 year.
Yeah, that first year will go down as one of the best debut years of any superstar.
He was fantastic. He was.
But I think what Abba's saying is what crafted that was him being an independent wrestling.
Oh no question.
And
Yeah,
picking up all
no
these
one's
different
debating.
styles along the way, making
I
himself
think
more of a
that's- yeah,
complete
I think-
all-rounder.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying, and I
Yeah.
agree with that, because if he just stayed with WWE and just adopted the old school style, it wouldn't have been as interesting. He would have been washed.
He would
out
not have been. He would have been just another face, you could argue.
He would have been washed out easily.
Yeah, but
Like, that old school style only works with our old school wrestlers. Like, it doesn't work with like what's in for now.
Flashier guys.
So I mean, like, it doesn't work with like current wrestlers now, because current
Yeah.
wrestlers now, like, they're so technical because of like the independent circuits teach them how to be as technical and all this other stuff. Like, you don't have like people that just come in saying, I want to be a wrestler. Like, you don't have like even with like the Jeff and Matt Hardys, like they're fake what like kind of I felt like pushed wrestling into being a more technical thing,
Right.
because of
The
how
Hardys?
extreme they were. And it's like people are more interested in those extreme matches where they're more technical shit going on than the old school shit that we saw like in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's weird because in a sense, I feel like Vince doesn't want to let go of that wrestling, and I feel like that's kind of what's like leading to the demise of WWE. But you can only see it with people like Undertaker. That's the only people it'll work for. It won't work for like a new school guy coming in. So
true.
Yeah. And as for the match result, ideally, if this were a perfect world, I would have AJ Styles win. I want AJ to win, as he can benefit from picking a big win like this against Undertaker. But this ain't a perfect world. I doubt that happens. It's just they'll just stick with the
It
status quo,
wouldn't.
and they'll have Taker win the match.
it's not a Bray situation. Honestly, it's not a Bray situation. So even if AJ was to lose, like, it wouldn't take anything away from him.
That's
Like, people
also
still know he's
true.
good.
That's also, I will give you that.
Like,
That is also true. He will not lose
a
any
bold-
momentum. He's still AJ Styles.
Yeah. Like, either way, because they've been trying to make AJ Styles lose to all these people, but AJ Styles is still AJ Styles. Like, doesn't matter. Even if he was to lose to Taker, it's still like, it's still like AJ Styles. Like, we all know that. We all know AJ Styles in ring
Exactly.
ability.
And WWE still,
there's no
and I feel WWE still trusts him
storyline.
enough to put him in these big match situations, whether or not he wins or loses each one of them.
He's earned it.
There's
He
no
has earned it.
storyline. It's like AJ literally is just there because he wants to have fun. Like, there really is no storyline. It's kind of just like Undertaker or Cena. Like, when he wants to come in, he'll come in. When he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah. But you guys all say Undertaker, right, for this match?
Yeah.
Taker.
Got it. Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. I know this is something you guys really want to touch on.
Say it again.
Rhea
Is it
Ripley
Rhea
against
Ripley?
Charlotte.
I actually like
Y'all know where I'm going.
but this is a Charlotte match. This is for Charlotte.
The GOAT.
The goat.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
Charlotte said on Twitter. You know what she said on Twitter? She said like, "Okay, I won the Raw Women's Championship 4 times. Diva Championship 1. That makes 5. I won the SmackDown Women's title 5 times.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought
Does
she
it-
won
she-
the Raw ones 5 times.
She said
No, she won SmackDown.
she won SmackDown. She said to herself like, if I win the NXT Women's Championship, does that count as 11?
Oh, I like what she did there.
You see?
I like what she did there.
She was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, NXT, you ain't in the big leagues." Oh, I like that. I fucks with that.
But she tripping.
She tripped.
She tripped. Yeah, okay.
NXT is where it's at right now. I don't know what
Yeah.
she's talking about.
Yeah.
I would count it as 11. Shit.
Would you guys count it as 11?
I would.
Yes.
I would. It's a legit title. Like,
Yeah,
it's more
still, I
legitimate than the Raw and
It's
SmackDown
legit
Women's
title.
titles.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Rhea Ripley as a champion is more interesting than freaking Becky or freaking Bailey.
Oh, that's a fact.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, those are not good. Those are not good points to run off of. But you have a good
I'd
point.
rather
That's setting a low bar.
I'd rather a Rhea Ripley match than those two. So I mean, she's not lying.
Yeah.
Like it would count towards
Yeah,
one
this match began when this feud began when Charlotte won the Women's Rumble match back in January. Initially, I didn't know what they were thinking when they booked that at the time. Then back on episode 8, following the Rumble, we touched on the reports at the show at the time that she may end up challenging for the NXT Women's Championship at Mania instead, which we all thought would be a great idea, as it would be a nice way to elevate the NXT Women's division and give some star power, as well as some of them the rub from working with an elite level talent like Charlotte. I'm sure you guys agree with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we also assumed at the time that Bianca Belair would be involved as well, but that wasn't in their plans. Now, we all think that Flair should win, and I definitely agree. I think Charlotte will win, and she should win. That being said, I would not be completely surprised to see them have Rhea retain the title.
True. The
Right?
reason why is because, like, this is it's not even like, yes, it's about the championship, but it's more on Rhea's part because she's facing WWE's top female
Yeah, at WrestleMania.
at WrestleMania.
But you know what? I feel like this virus kind of softens the blow for her because now WrestleMania isn't as big as a platform as it was
sure,
initially
yeah.
going to be.
For sure, yeah. It's
So,
not even
like,
gonna
now
it's gonna
I
feel
feel
less
like
actual moments, like legit WrestleMania moments you want to look back on.
Yes. So I feel like it's not even like that great. So even if she was to like lose, it would just be, I feel like it kind of helps her in a way because yeah, she's had this title, but it's not as great. So it's kind of just like, I feel like they could still build on her career.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
just
like
feel
going
like-
to be the biggest.
But I also think
career
at the same
blow.
time, I can see them want to go all the way with Ripley by giving her the win over Charlotte here, and to truly establish her as one of the top superstars of the company. Ultimately, I do think they're going to give it to Charlotte, and she will go on to have great matches at NXT with the likes of Candice and Io Shirai. So that's what I got.
If once Charlotte, I'm picking Charlotte to win. If Charlotte, keep saying if, when Charlotte wins the championship, she's going back down to NXT, and when she goes back down to NXT, the amount of competition down there at NXT is so vast, like it's crazy because. Be real. Charlotte's kind of beating everybody, beat them all, and now she goes back down to NXT because nowadays going back to NXT is not a bad thing. Now going back down to NXT is not a bad thing. The amount of competition that we could see Charlotte have, her against Tegan, her against Dakota, her against Io Shirai, her against Bianca, but this time for the title, like it's.
But you know what's so crazy against anyone in the main roster that was once in NXT would have been an interesting fucking. It's so shitty.
Mhm.
That's what's so crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Because let's be real, her and Asuka, that would have been a fucking amazing match, but they fucking jobbed her out so many times. Her
Mhm.
versus Ember Moon would have been great, but where the fuck is Ember Moon?
Yeah. She's
Like,
out
you
injured.
know,
So.
Injury prone ass.
you just have like the same the thing is they just keep recycling the same
If
pieces that
if
it's
I'm
just
if
boring.
I'm anybody like if I'm anybody like Ember Moon or anyone else that's injury prone, I'm like, yo, I'm retiring. I'm sorry, I'm retiring.
Tamina.
This
It might,
job,
go
Tamina's
down that
different.
direction.
This job ain't
Yeah.
like seriously, this job ain't for me. I'm not getting booked.
But this is Ember's first legit injury in a very long time.
Ember Moon,
In the main roster, yes.
Richard, she's been injured every year.
No, she hasn't. Here, no.
What
no.
she got?
She only had a for Ember Moon. She's only had a torn labrum on her shoulder. But other than that,
What she got before that?
like I said, she hasn't been. This is her first legit injury on the main roster.
We're talking about overall for Ember Moon.
Ember.
I don't care about the main roster.
Look, guys, she has been injured a few times.
Exactly. She's been
Throughout her career,
injured
yeah.
every year. She's
She has been.
prone.
But I'm not gonna lie, she could still put on a very great match. Look at Kairi Sane. If you put Kairi Sane as an individual competitor, that would have been a great match. But
Yeah.
it's just they're not booking these people the right way, and that's where we have our issues. So I feel like it's not the fact that you don't have talent in the main roster; it's the fact that they're not getting booked.
True. But we're all in
So-
agreement that Charlotte's going to win the match. Like, we're all pretty much set in stone. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Edge against Randy Orton. Last
Edge.
man standing.
Edge.
Edge is winning.
Edge.
Out of all the
Hands
matches
down.
on this show, well, you guys,
Hold up.
what does Ricardo got?
I might have to go with Randy Orton because here's why. This match goes in Orton's favor because Orton's been in the game longer. One, don't get me wrong, Edge knows his shit. Don't get me wrong, but Orton's been in the game longer. He knows shit more than Edge this time around. 2 and 3. Who's more ruthless than Randy Orton? Okay.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Edge be that ruthless. But
I agree with you. I feel you.
We need Edge.
Edge is gonna
like,
win. I feel like Edge. This
like-
is like his grand
It could go
comeback.
either way. It could go
But-
either way. No, you're not wrong. It could go either way.
But it kills the storyline if Randy gets it.
It does.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it does.
No, it does because out of all the WrestleMania matches, this has been the most perfectly booked. And like you said not too long ago, Orton is carrying the rivalry, but it will suck in terms of in Edge's part that he's been.
It's like Orton wins. Now what?
But you could say but you could say that with Randy Orton with a myriad of stars he's done over the past year. Or like,
but it kills the comeback. That's the thing. It really kills the comeback.
And that's the reason why Edge is winning. It's his comeback. Edge hasn't been in a singles wrestling match since 27. That was over.
They're not gonna do that to Edge.
They're
Like,
not
Edge is
doing that.
literally-
Edge is winning. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the
this-
Hardy Brothers return. Like the Hardy Brothers, remember when they returned to WrestleMania? It was
as
like
a
the biggest
team.
thing.
We're talking about
As
one
a
person.
No, I know, but Edge carries that momentum as the single competitor he is. He's a rated R superstar. This
That's a
guy
bad
won-
example though.
The guy like literally won so much championships. People cried when he had to retire.
A better
But-
example. Hold on. A better example you should have said was Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. That's a better example.
That would have been a better example.
But my point is like the momentum.
Yeah.
My point is the momentum. Like it's
it's
like
the
seeing him again, like after like everyone thought he was never gonna wrestle because of his neck injury. It's kind of crazy because like they teased it every few times, but now it's like, yo, this shit is legit. Like,
Yeah, and like in terms of like back to the example that I said, I'm comparing this to Shawn Michaels' injury because Shawn Michaels at the time he had a back injury that caused him not to wrestle for 4 years. For Edge, it was a neck injury that caused him not to compete since we're in 2020 for eight to 9 years and stuff like that. That's why the comeback story is strong for Edge's part in these circumstances. I see Edge winning this match hands down. For the ruthlessness for Edge, I need to see 2006, 2007 Edge in this match. Because when he was like that, he was more ruthless.
I feel like we're definitely going to see a ruthless Edge here, and I feel like you can't kill that unless it's like Randy Orton literally wins from being, I guess. It would be like over some minor technicality, but it wouldn't be something that like buries Edge. It would literally be something so stupid that he wins over. But I honestly see Edge winning here, and I see him being ruthless because this is what the buildup is to. Is that you're not expecting Edge to revert back to the scummy person he was as a wrestler, but he was so good then.
My only thing is that after this match with Edge and this storyline with Orton and stuff like that, what's next for both? Especially Edge.
Well, now I feel like Edge can actually go on to better rivalries where he actually helps out other wrestlers. Like I feel like
and elevate them in the process. Yeah, that's
I feel like
into that.
He said that he brought up a list of people he wants to face. He's Edge. He said he wants to face Styles. He wants to face Tommaso.
Wait.
This is what Edge said.
I want to stop you right there. I'm talking about what I'm adding to. I have to stop you right there because.
Neck injury versus neck injury.
Remember when you said? Remember when you said? Well, I forgot who said this. Just now, but what's next for Styles if he wins
against Taker?
Yeah.
And you're saying Edge?
Yeah. SummerSlam.
Oh, that makes sense. That's only predicated if Styles wins though against Taker.
It would make sense, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised in terms of WWE because Edge also said Rollins. He wants to face Rollins one-on-one.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised.
I could see that too.
WWE uses Rollins.
Okay.
I could see that. I see that match over everything. I would be hyped for that match.
I see Styles first, then Rollins. I like Styles first, then.
I mean,
Rollins
they did tease something at the Rumble match where Edge returned. They did have a face-off for a bit there.
They did.
That's what I'm saying.
And Edge even eliminated AJ.
So, there you go.
I'll take that back. That's not really nothing to build off of, but
it's a starting point.
But here's the thing: the reason the Edge goes to Styles is because he would hype up the rivalry better than Rollins. He will.
No, he would.
Actually,
way better talker than Rollins.
I would say that too.
He's way better, and he has leverage. And maybe we could give Beth Phoenix Styles class. Boop! And like you never know.
First of all, I want to see Beth Phoenix be the strong woman she is.
Get over it!
We spoke about that ad nauseum.
Every time I see her,
we did.
I know. I just want to see her. I just want to see her be utilized properly.
Yo, Rich,
what do you think, Beth Phoenix? Tara, do you suggest that Beth Phoenix should be involved physically in this match?
Wait.
No.
Okay, wait. Against Randy Orton?
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Absolutely.
You think Beth is gonna come out with Edge?
Absolutely.
Damn.
No, I could see that. I could see.
You don't think Beth can get her 2 cents in?
I never.
Hey, Randy Orton in the nuts. That's all you gotta do.
That's what I could see that.
That's it.
Actually, I could see that too. But I mean, I really see like, even if it isn't like the female roster, I just want to see her be used properly. What?
Nothing.
What?
I'm picking I'm picking Edge to win this hands down.
Me too.
Okay. Same here. I got Edge to win.
I'm going with the Rated R Superstar.
But listen, if I don't know what's going on over there, but if anything, I could see Randy Orton want to get his heat back. WWE would want Randy Orton to get his heat back by assaulting Edge post match. I could see that happening.
I agree.
He still wouldn't get his heat back because
True.
there isn't
Not
any.
not completely. Not completely. He would give him a
like I
concerto
said,
anyways.
like I said, it doesn't bring in as much hype because of the no fan base. So I feel like there still wouldn't be any build up. Like it's already there. The only hype that's there is from previous episodes where there was crowds.
Yeah.
But now I feel like, because there is no one, that you can't really build up anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do have Edge to beat Orton and put him down for good in the classic case of good triumphing over evil, because that's WWE's favorite story to tell. Brock Lesnar against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. McIntyre got the shot after winning the men's Royal Rumble match back in January. This is a long time coming for Drew.
True.
Yeah, interrupted me even. But yeah, I do have McIntyre to prevail over Brock Lesnar, win the WWE title from him. And it will sadly play out to no fans and no big reaction for him.
Thank you.
It sucks.
That's the only sad part in all of this. Literally. Drew McIntyre is going to win. It's just that since there's not going to be any fans, they're not going to have his reaction, the fans' reaction, stuff like that. Because it's been a long time coming. Like, you could, imagine, remember the reaction, but the difference is there's not going to be fans because all of us has been clamoring for McIntyre to finally win the big one, finally, because he's won every single belt that WWE's ever had except for the main one, and now the fact that it's finally going to happen, but with no fans, it's it's going to suck, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly. That's all we can really say right now. But hey, action will be hard hitting. It'll be all action. I can't wait for the match personally, whether or not there is any fans in attendance. So, but McIntyre will get his moment here. And finally, to close out this long prediction show of going over 16 matches, Braun Strowman against Bill Goldberg for the Universal Championship.
I don't care for this at all. This is the one match that I really don't care for. I think Edge and Randy Orton's match literally outshines this match, and it's a title match. That's
but before we talk about this match a little bit more, what do we see main eventing the two big nights, the two nights of the show? Because I got Edge, Orton, and McIntyre Lesnar. If it were up to me,
McIntyre and Lesnar. Well,
No, it has to be because the freaking SmackDown Championship got ruined because it was supposed to be Roman, but now that he's not in it anymore, it's like
exactly.
It kind of opened up.
And his coronation ain't happening. What is it? His third coronation at a WrestleMania? If everything were to stay true to plan, not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but due to coronavirus concerns, Roman Reigns backed himself out of this match. Not WWE. Roman Reigns backed himself out of the match. So that goes to show you some things. True. This match was made official with Braun Strowman being on last night's SmackDown episode, where they just casually announced that it will be Braun Strowman of all people to replace Roman in this match and face Goldberg for the title. It makes zero sense, as Strowman hasn't done anything to earn this opportunity. And he even lost the IC title to Sami Zayn just last month at the Elimination Chamber event. He has done nothing. No wins, no momentum. No reason to put him in this situation. Nothing. Be that as it may, I think Goldberg will retain the title. That's what I think.
No. Hold up. Wait, what? Hold up.
Yeah.
Hell no. Are you crazy?
That's just what I think, guys.
Like that will beat how big is Braun Strowman? Okay, you see Braun Strowman? That nigga's gigantic.
Okay, I'm not saying.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if freaking Goldberg tries to freaking Yes.
Nigga will break
Oh
his
my
He
god.
would.
He
telling
would
you right
fucking
now,
kill
that's not-
him. He would freaking
Braun
kill him
Strowman's
because
winning.
remember what he did? Remember what he did to Taker?
Braun Strowman's winning.
Listen,
I'm gonna say this right
I'm
now.
not-
The reason why Braun Strowman is winning is because we need a champion that is current for the Universal Championship.
Okay.
But you know what sucks? You know what's so sucky? This by default makes Braun Strowman better than Bray because they killed Bray with Goldberg just to be defeated by Braun Strowman. Look at that
really
chain
is-
of
that
events.
really
Do you
is
know how
sucky.
shitty that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So does that mean Braun Strowman can beat Seth Rollins? Because
Listen,
about it.
my reasoning, let me explain myself. My reasoning behind my decision, what I think, and that Goldberg is going to beat Strowman at WrestleMania for the title is that the original plan was not for this to be Braun's coronation at all, but Roman's coronation for, like I said, the upteenth time at a WrestleMania. I don't see Braun winning here, and instead, what I think they'll do, they'll keep the belt on Goldberg until SummerSlam, where hopefully things will get better with this whole virus, and everything goes back to normal, and they'll probably try to do Reigns and Goldberg again for that event. I could see that happening. You want to take turns, like, trying to attack me and what I think? Okay.
No, I'm not saying a word. You good over there? You go right there? You good? Okay. What the fuck did you just say?
What I
You
think will
honestly
happen,
think-
feasibly.
Goldberg, you honestly think you're gonna make Goldberg hold the Universal title for 6 months? No, not 6 months. Close to SummerSlam and make Roman Reigns get that shit back. That ain't happening. That is not happening.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
That is
Because-
not happening. That plan makes no sense. Okay?
Sorry,
makes
that's
no
just
sense
what
at
I
all.
see them
Give-
doing.
No. WWE's not that stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? Braun Strowman wins a title and he fights other guys.
Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It would have made sense for Braun to get the title on, like, remember back when they were building him up with the whole Brock thing, but I
Yeah.
guess Brock didn't like the idea, and that's why Braun got kind of buried in a way because he botched, I think, a move. I feel like back then
Yeah.
Braun had momentum. Now it's kind of like he's been jobbed out so many times. Like, I don't care about the choo-choo train punches someone, or I don't really care about a lot of the stuff. Like, I like Braun as a person, but it's just they didn't really build him up. So now it's kind of just like, like he's a big man, but it's like he doesn't really have a lot of like things going for
And
him.
Roman said himself he'd rather face a person that's been full-time than fight with a guy that's part-time.
No,
My
Goldberg,
thing is,
by all
Braun Strowman
means, I don't think he should be. I think Braun should be a champion over
Exactly.
Goldberg. But
Listen,
however,
I think so
I
too,
think this
but
match
I
is
also,
still stupid.
I'm just trying to see at it from WWE's perspective. Let's say they do go ahead and take a break for a few months, heading closer to this SummerSlam because of this virus. They decide to come back. That's their excuse. That's them thinking themselves of wanting to do
I don't know
Goldberg
about you
as the
guys.
champion.
So you think that they're
I
going to use
would've
the
chose-
virus as an excuse to hold
I would
Goldberg
have
the
chose
title?
No.
Eric Rowan.
No, I think because they
like,
have the opportunity to take a break because of the virus. That okay, now we're thinking of it this way. We're gonna have Goldberg retain the title, and we're gonna try again with Roman at SummerSlam. When hopefully everything dies down. That's just what I think.
You know what have made
Bro.
more sense? Like, I felt like Eric Rowan would have been a freaking better pick. Or they could have, I don't know, they could have gone with so much other people aside from Strowman because there was just literally no feud.
I just can't
between
wait till
these
Braun
two.
Strowman injures the
Like,
living hell out of Goldberg.
Listen, I don't necessarily want Goldberg to
It's
win.
gonna be
That's just how
so
I see it
interesting.
happening.
Like, I can't see,
Hey.
I don't see it. No, see, I honestly
It
don't
doesn't
see
make
Goldberg
sense.
winning
Just
because
give
it
it to
doesn't
Braun
make
Strowman, call it a
sense.
day.
Fine.
But it's so funny because they literally took. I feel like this is what happened. Remember when Roman got leukemia
Yeah.
and they were asked out of storylines? Like, well, actually, okay. Sorry to say that, but I feel like this is what kind of happened again is like Roman backed out because of health reasons, which is understandable. But it's like they plotted WrestleMania around Roman again. And that's why they made Bray lose his title and all this other stuff. And now it just looks stupid. They look stupid again because of them literally plotting everything around this one person as opposed to just being smart about it.
Yeah.
Like if they were smart about it from the jump, they would have never been in this situation. And they clearly didn't learn from their freaking mistake 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, why is Goldberg champion?
Yeah. So we have our predictions. I'm the only one who says Goldberg's going to retain.
Okay, sorry.
It looks stupid either. It looks goofy either way. Not stupid, goofy.
Did Michael tell you to pick did Michael tell you to pick Goldberg?
No.
Was it his idea?
No.
There's something wrong with you.
No, but he
It looks
does.
goofy either way. No matter who
You should have brought Michael in this podcast. That's what you should have done, Abba. That's your fault. I wanted to hear his predictions. You should have brought him, and you're home.
Yeah. Yeah, but who knows? But you wanted him on the show. Maybe we can have him on tomorrow and Monday. Maybe. You want that?
I thought he was supposed to be on the WrestleMania show.
What?
I thought he was supposed to be on one of the WrestleMania shows.
Well, yeah, but
we were
you know
doing.
he's busy doing something right now. He couldn't make it. But hopefully he can join us to give us his thoughts on the show after it all happens tomorrow and Monday. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this long recording of our predictions for WrestleMania's night 1 and 2. Thank you guys so much for checking out this, for listening to our predictions for the show. Hopefully you guys are well and stay safe, and you guys are not going outside as often as you guys really should be, which is not at all, unless you're doing something very essential like helping out other people and stuff. And I hope you guys are washing your hands and being careful around other people. But thank you again for listening to our show and what we think is going to go down these next few nights of WrestleMania. Please be well and stay safe, and take care, guys. We'll be coming back with a review of both nights 1 and 2 the following mornings. So take care, guys.
See you.
Peace out, girls. Yeah.